Bam. What's going on, Point 3 people? We are live for the Wednesday live stream. Myself, Lou, Spider Brando. We're giving it to you first. Hero's going to be joining us here in a moment. But SB, how are you feeling this week, man? We came off a hot couple weeks. How you feeling?
It's feeling good. July was crazy
Nuts.
month for us comic book fans and dinosaur fans. Can't forget about the dinosaurs out there.
That's true.
But birthday weekend too was fun.
Yes, sir.
Just to throw that out there. Great time. Feeling good. Ready to get into Superman versus Fantastic Four, as you see in the title. It's gonna be an interesting one. Both movies are great, and I just want to preface this that it's not going to be like a ragdolling on which one is like truly the superior and like why. It's just we will be comparing them together, but that's the whole point, is comparing just how good they are against each other. So it's going to be fun.
I think that's a big thing, and we got a couple of things to talk about first before we get into the core of this episode. But the big thing is, like, we won, y'all. Like, we won, and it's funny going back through and looking at the last year of superhero movies and shows. I mean, dude, I gotta see what you think about this. I went through and I was like, okay, what did the MCU give us? Bro, we got Thunderbolts, Brave New World. We got, obviously, Fantastic Four. Last year at this time, we got Deadpool and Wolverine. We got your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man animated show. We get Agatha. We got Daredevil Born Again. We got Ironheart. Like, y'all, this is such a tough time to say the MCU isn't cooking, because they have been. Bro, they have been.
They do be. And just a couple months before that, too, before Deadpool and Wolverine, we had X-Men 97. Can't forget about that. That's still, like, nuts to think about. It's funny you had those thoughts, because I was thinking to myself the other day, and, like, I was going to make a tweet about it on my own Twitter thing. And I was like, damn, like, we really have been eating as comic book fans of just everything, but I ran out of characters because there's just so much. Yeah, and then I just forgot about it, but it's so nice, and that's not even including like Invincible and like what DC's doing with Superman and
100%.
Creature
Commandos is solid.
Was pretty good.
We have The Boys.
No, like Blue Beetle was like 2 years ago. That was
2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. But The Boys Gen V season 2 is coming out. Like, it's a really good time. It's a really good time right now. So, real quick, do you think that Superman and Fantastic Four gave us that golden age feel that we were hoping for?
I think so. I mean, the whole hype about seeing both of them were awesome. I mean, I know you got to see Fantastic Four twice so far. I did not yet.
Dude, I've spent stupid amounts of money at the stupid theater.
Dude, and you know what I found out about? I went that entire month without realizing how to use AMC's rewards program.
No.
Dude, I have 34,000 points right now. And I'm like, you know how much money I could be saving? You know how much money I could have been saving on all these ticket purchases? One of my friends texted me and was like, "Oh, like I forgot to send you. Like I should have used your AMC card for the movie tickets or concessions, or put like your phone number in for it." And I was like, "Damn, that would have been a great idea." But I don't even know how the heck AMC does their stuff. Or like, I was like, Regal's was, as a former Regal employee, I knew how that shit worked.
Yeah.
And in the AMC app, they don't really dedicate like a reward section. Like, you have to go under like my account and then it's there. So I never really like went and like snooped around the app so much. And then I clicked into it. I was like, holy crap, I had 34,000 points. I sent him a screenshot back. I was like, you're telling me I just talked all this trash just to take it right back. And I had a free birthday popcorn and drink because it was birthday weekend. So I was like, let's go. I got a free drink.
Dude.
And like a free like $10 in snacks. So that was
That's
great.
nuts.
That was phenomenal. And my friends paid for my movie ticket. So even more fantastic.
That's fair. That's true.
Saving some money after the 3 times I saw Superman.
Right? Okay, here's the big question. Will those points carry you to June of next year?
Oh, as long as they don't expire. I
That's
think
the thing,
they
dude.
expire after a couple months, so that's what sucks.
Oh, that sucks. Can they
Or
carry
no.
you to
No, the points will be fine, but if I activate any rewards, I have to use them within, like, 3 months, so
Oh,
as long as I don't activate them, I think I'm good.
I was gonna say you got a nasty 6-month stretch if you're
Ugh,
interested in Avatar, Supergirl, and Spidey.
that's true.
That's actually pretty
I hope
sweet.
Supergirl takes that May release date, man.
That'd actually be pretty sweet. Wow, is that like your like unsung super like that's your summer? A
What?
Supergirl
Oh,
and
next year?
Spidey movie next year?
I guess so. That's actually, and it's my golden birthday, so I turned
That's like
27 on the 27th.
double hype.
Yeah. If only Spider-Man didn't get delayed from like the 26th, or no, it was the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
If it didn't get delayed from the 24th, would have been even closer to my birthday.
It's true. It's true. Hey, real quick, tell the Point3 people how you feel about Doomsday, real quick.
Oh, not too happy about it. I was hoping for more with Fantastic Four to lead into it, and so I'm gonna say right off the bat, but I don't know. The movie I've always said that movie sounds like a mess.
Yeah.
And it kind of is a mess. And we talked about last week all of the potential issues it has and how the build up for it is interesting and not really like they wanted someone like Thanos, whether they're not really doing anything to make Doom look like that yet.
Yeah.
So Doomsday has really got to be a hit. Like it has to be a hit. And it's lucky that it's got Spider-Man right before it because MCU Spider-Man has been very positively received. And since there is this big 1-year gap between this, with Thunderbolts being positively received, Fantastic Four being positively received, and then Spider-Man next year probably being positively received, especially if it's like the grounded Spidey we want. Doomsday is going to be milking off of those positively received movies, and we still will have like no idea what's even going to be on going into it, unless Spider-Man 4 does somehow play into it.
Yeah. Is our boy Hero here?
Not in the studio anymore.
Is he waiting in the wings? Waiting in the wings? Well, I can't see him. But if he's in there, pop in, dude.
No, he's not in this. He's not in the.
No, I thought I heard the ding.
He was, but I'm looking at it not full screen right now. I don't see him.
Give him that Discord noti.
Wait, speaking of Discord, if you're not in our Discord,
yeah, get in there. We had some really, really good conversations today. I think today was like, just so y'all know,
I'm so upset,
dude. I was hoping you would pop in for the Spidey conversation because I thought it was really good. And actually, I'm on this crazy rewatch like binge right now. I don't know if you've noticed, like I'm rewatching all of what I consider the best movies for both MCU and DC, just overall. So I watched Spider-Man 2 today, which
it's been so long.
Dude,
I need to rewatch that one.
You know why I want to rewatch these is because, especially on the heels of Fantastic Four and Superman, I think we really narrowed down a lot of like what good comic book movie films are today, and like going back seeing like what's standing the test of time, because I think having a new like influx of what feels pretty original for the most part, and like we've graded them very well, which we'll get into the details here in just a few, but it's been interesting. Like I watched Shang-Chi yesterday, which was, dude, I'm sorry, the dragon scene was not as bad as I remember it being. I think the internet made that a lot worse.
It's not, but it's still the whole freaking What's that girl? What's
Katie.
Yeah, Katie shooting the arrow up in the sky. That just I will never get over that.
It wasn't terrible. Like, you definitely knew it was for sure coming. But I want to get on, we're getting on the Spidey prep. So I was like, Daniel Desencraden, I wanted to know, like, what's the vibes looking like? Dude,
cinematography in that movie was really good.
And the soundtrack is disgusting.
Soundtrack was great too.
Soundtrack's really good. Soundtrack is really good in that movie. Went back through and I watched Infinity War. I watched The Dark Knight. And these are complete, like, uninterrupted watches. Dude, cranking the movies out. And I watched Incredibles, and I made it halfway through Incredibles 2. Man, I couldn't finish that, but just comparing peak, just comparing peak. Purple Scroll.
Hello.
We hear you.
Oh, you hear me? Finally.
Loud and clear.
Dude, I've been trying to get on for the past 15 minutes.
The internet said no.
The internet said no because whatever God you believe in, thunderstorm God, is angry over here because it is pouring down.
Is that
down rain?
Is that Doomsday main lead Thor who's doing that to you? What?
It might be. Evil version of Thor is going to show up in Doomsday. Is what's doing it. Yeah. Ragnarok. Clone Ragnarok. Yeah, finally. So, hooray. What are we talking about, though?
We were just, just chatting a little bit about how delicious the last year has been for superhero content.
It's been so
even
good.
Though perception may not feel that way from a casual's point of view. But it's been good, dude. It's been good. Hero, what's been one of your favorite projects outside of Superman and Fantastic Four for the past year?
Ooh. One that really jumps to mind just because of what my TikTok was showing me was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yes, sir.
A lot. Showing me that. And also as much as we ragged on it for a little bit, and ragged on it not for the reasons you think. If you know, you know. But Invincible.
Yeah.
Invincible was a good time too. And I'm glad we're getting more of it.
I just posted something in our Invincible chat. It was relatable. If you guys saw it. Yeah. I'll never let it go. Where's Morecambe?
I didn't get to see it yet, but I saw the notification popped up, and I'm like, "Oh shit, what happened with that?"
We'll talk about that again.
Yeah.
But if we're just talking like project in general, we can't be remiss with not talking about how cool Marvel Rivals is. It still is. Blade
That's
dropping today, crushing my dreams of Blade being a tank. But it's okay. In my heart of hearts, I know.
Wait, what is he?
He's still gonna play him like one.
Yeah, I'll still play him like one. Yeah, it's okay.
Which from the looks of it, I don't.
There's no reason you don't,
dude. I don't know, man. I'm scared for all like the Magic players that are like, something new, and be like, crap. Yeah.
He's a DPS duelist.
Yeah. Blade's gonna be spooky. Winter Soldier players, bro.
Who's this team up with?
Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger. Moon Knight's got that
same thing that Moon Knight gets. The heal team-ups are stupid.
Groot's banned for life.
Dude, wait, they changed the team-ups?
Yeah. So Groot is getting one with Mantis, where his walls will now do healing.
And Adam, isn't it?
Then Adam. Yeah, and then Adam is with Luna, to where she can bond with whoever she's doing damage to heal herself, which is stupid. And then
the Star-Lord one?
The Star-Lord one, but then the big one is the other big one for Luna is the Iron Fist one.
Which is
dumb.
Bro.
Now his aura healing heals everybody with him too, or gives them armor as well.
Yeah. It's kind of wild.
Dude, there's no reason Luna should not
I haven't played that game in so long.
Yeah. There's no reason Luna should not be in your rotation now.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
She gets every team up.
Everything. Which is so weird that they did that. Like she's gonna get banned regardless now, which I think helps Loki. Loki got something though. What did Loki get?
The Mantis thing, I believe.
Is it Loki Mantis Groot?
Yeah, Loki Mantis Groot.
Did Thor get any changes?
No changes.
He's still a G.
Still good though.
He's still good. Oh, love that game. Listen, y'all, if you want to play with the Point3 podcast, you know where to go. Discord.
Yeah, we should play one night with everybody.
We should.
Make a team of 6.
That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. Yeah, my big thing though with Rivals is like, once again, they're still doing the stories. Just if you want to read a story, you're like, this is great. If you want to read a Marvel Rivals story, it's great. If you want to play the game that like coincides with the story, it's great. Once again, now listen, the Fantastic Four and the game are great. Fantastic Four movie was great. But our first like mainstream introduction for people for Blade is going to be through Rivals. And I'm sorry, MCU, like I don't think you're going to be able to do it justice.
No.
We're going to fall in love with Blade.
They are. And they've already been like clamoring for him since the first season when they just teased him in the map, in Dracula's map. And then the trailer came out for season 3 and then full techno showing him off. People were hyped up now even more. So cool. And like, dude, it's crazy that we get this super sick Blade showcase trailer the same day that a Variety article comes out and just reporting that, hey, the MCU really doesn't care about Blade, which we're not surprised by. But again, hearing those confirmations, it's just so sad that cool characters like Blade, like Null, like these other characters that Marvel has at their disposal just get no love in the MCU. It's crazy.
I hope Kevin Feige's son mains Blade. I hope.
Lord
Kevin Feige's son Blade. Please.
That would be nuts.
Please.
Yeah.
He's like, Dad, why don't you guys do this character? He's like, son, sit down. Let me tell you how much I hate that character.
Yeah.
You quit playing him right now.
I'll disown you as my son. If you pick Blade, I'll disown you as my son.
I was gonna go down a rabbit hole with that.
Dad, is this Mahershala Ali? No, and it never will be. Okay.
He's gonna be like, son, you should play a tank. And he's like, what about Hulk? And he's like, no.
No, don't you dare. How about we pick Thor?
Let's do Thor. Oh, you want to play Iron Man? You can play Iron Man. That's great.
Yeah, you can play the Iron Man. When they're gonna have the when are they gonna have Doom Iron Man?
Doom Man.
When are they gonna have Doom Man in this game, son?
You know what's funny? I'm so curious what they're developing right now for when the movie comes out, because every movie gets some sort of like Rivals skin or team up or something. Which the thing Johnny team up is actually pretty sick to do. But like, do they do Doom? Like, is Iron Man gonna have a Doom skin? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way, bro.
There's no way.
They might drop Doom. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop Doom.
They should. That would be
really
awesome.
Cool.
I think it was either Doom or Doom 2099 that had files in the game.
I thought it was 2099, but I could be wrong on that.
So yeah, I'm almost certain by this time next year we'll have some sort of confirmation that a Doctor Doom is coming to Rivals.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably give him a Doctor Doom MCU skin. Or Infamous Iron Man, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they do Infamous Iron Man.
Yeah, bro, you select him. He's like, I never wanted to be Doctor Doom. And it's like, oh, it sounds like your Iron Man player select statement.
You pick Doom on the wheel and it puts you to Iron Man.
Ban Dr. Doom. It auto bans Iron Man.
Yeah, you're like, wait.
Whoa.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
you don't get that. You don't get to play that character.
Yeah. I love that. I love it. Love it.
He should be a tank. Listen, as a tank main, Everybody should be a tank, in my opinion.
You know what I was thinking though? I was like, well, if he's Rival's size, like he probably would be just as big as Thor.
Yeah,
dude, he's beefy. He's beefy. His design is beefy.
He's a
He could be like he's like Magneto.
Yeah. Again, I know we've talked about the design language of this game for so long and so many times, but I always have to praise it when I think about like how well they took designs of characters that have been not stale.
Yeah.
Just because like Magneto's always looked cool, but I think of Magneto and you're like, you never imagine him as this giant Hulk behemoth man.
Right.
But it works.
Yeah.
And you look at him and you're like, that's Magneto, and he feels awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's not many things that is able to like take characters like that and change it up and make them feel good.
That's true.
Can't wait until they put Paste Pot P on the map, baby.
What?
What?
Brandon, if they put Paste Pot P,
he was leaked in the game's files. That's all.
I'm gonna leak him right in the toilet and flush.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. I was gonna say, remember
you're gonna be doing content
fake
for
names.
months. They
Sorry,
probably did.
I got Doom on the screen. We're good, guys.
Or Doom J.
We're good, baby. All right, boys. Before we get into what everyone's been waiting for, who won July, Fantastic Four or Superman? Give me one quick thought about the state of the MCU for you.
Sidewinder, sorry.
A mess.
One word?
Oh,
just a sentence, a statement, just something declarative.
Statement piece?
Yeah.
A mess is good, SP.
Yeah. Well, I said a mess, so that was technically 2 words. But
Bro, it's not one
messy,
word. Just a thought, just an initial thought. Post Fantastic Four, your MCU vibes.
Messy.
That's fair. Another one word sounds good.
Vince McMahon.
Oh shoot!
People that get it understand what I mean by that.
I don't get it.
Messy was a compliment. Yikes. So we have messy. What else did you say, SB?
A mess.
Oh, nice. Okay. So we'll go with mess. Vince McMahon and double-edged sword is what I'm gonna say for the MCU. Now I got to know why. Why do you guys say that? Why do you guys say that? We can't leave the people with that.
So for those that don't know, because I think I have to explain.
Yeah, I think you have to explain a little bit.
Yeah. Vince McMahon, for those that don't know, was chairman, right?
Chairman, CEO, some crap.
High ranking position of the WWE, and ultimately disgraced because of sexual assault allegations and got thrown out. But a big part of what made him so infamous was in his time in WWE, as he was the head story writer of everything, he made some very, very questionable decisions to the point where you were like, what are you doing to your own company? It was to the point where it was detrimental. But every now and again, you would have moments where you're like, this man is a genius. And very much so, because these superstars would come out and be like, hey, whose ideas was this? And they'd be like, Vince McMahon. You're like, how? This is the same person that wrote some of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. That's how I feel about the MCU, where it's like MCU overall, booty butt garbage. I'm sorry. Trash can water. I don't love the MCU right now. And that's because of everything around it. But then you get things like Fantastic Four. You get things like Ironheart. Honestly, this whole past year and a half that we've had, where it's like they're on a high, but then they still come out and they do these things that just make you scratch your head.
Yeah.
I go, what are you doing? So I don't know. That's why I feel like it. I feel like they're on a good run right now, but I could just as easily see them shooting themselves in the foot with a really bad decision in an upcoming project if they want to.
Fair. SB, a mess. Elaborate, good sir.
Kind of building off of Heroes, it sounds like Vince was doing some messy storytelling and just doing what would seem like what's like cool or like hype at the time.
We wish.
I have no idea. I don't know. Well, like what?
Occasionally, something would come on. You're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay, bad analogy, I guess, because I'm not too familiar with.
You tried, dude.
Wrestling.
That's all we can ask for.
So it just feels like we've had such good projects like over this past stretch, but people still aren't on board. And they're still like hating on like the bad projects that we did when courses were not really knowing where they were to be. But that's also a mess on the studio, and it's a mess on fan perspective now. So that's why I just think it's like a whole Marvel mess. Because the studio put themselves in the situation a lot by just not a little bit. A lot of life stuff happens. Not like I don't know why I keep saying
that's fair. No, that's fair.
A lot of stuff does happen, I guess, between COVID and the writer's strike and the actor's strike and Jonathan Majors being Jonathan Majors, doing what he did, puts them in a very, very big pickle. And I've always given them the benefit of the doubt for that. But they've had so many opportunities to just like use those like to like say like, yeah, like COVID, we couldn't really do much, or writers and actors strike for why stuff was going bad because they literally couldn't do anything, but then still put it on the audience that it's like our fault for not watching these shows or anything and not like supporting it and making us feel like this is what you guys want, but then like you're not watching it.
Yeah.
And it just makes no sense because we wanted Kang. Like everybody, we wanted a Kang storyline. And I get Jonathan Majors had that whole incident and stuff, but you could just recast them. That's all they had to do. They had time to take out that post-credit scene of showing him as every single Kang in existence. If they had time to freaking film the Thunderbolts post-credit scene 2 months before the movie came out, that stuff happened with Kang like 2 months before Quantumania came out, or Jonathan Majors. So they could have just pulled that and then recasted them and still done the whole Kang storyline. But I think they panicked, which I guess rightfully so. And not even panicked. They just they definitely faked that they were doing Doom since 2019. I don't know. It just feels like such a mess with everything we've been hearing from reporters, and just everything just feels messy from the back end of what's going on. We got 17 months to Doomsday, and spoilers for Fantastic Four. If you haven't seen it, I don't know why you're watching a Superman vs. Fantastic Four video. But that post-credit scene was just stupid. Of just freaking Doom and touching Franklin's face, or Franklin touching Doom's thing. I'm like, how is that supposed to like give us anything? And I know we're not supposed to just truly bank on the post-credit scenes, but for a movie like Doomsday and putting RDJ as freaking Doom, this is all we got. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel good.
But and the thing is that, like, Morcom, talking about your comment, that's actually crazy calling the MCU booty, but it is. When you really think about the connectivity, there is next to none. It's like a puzzle of 1,000 pieces, and they gave you like a little bit of the center, the far left edge, the piece of the middle, and the bottom. There is nothing to give you, despite the other post-credit scenes of, phases 1 through 3. You kind of knew they were working towards something, and there were movies in between that helped you build to something. For every Age of Ultron, you had something with Guardians where you would see a little bit more of Thanos. You had a little more breadcrumbs to at least guide you to what the story was, and the story was being told through the Infinity Stones. Right now, there's none, and they are telling you, hey, we have a plan, and you're like, okay, cool. Thunderbolts comes out, and you get a pretty good post-credit scene. And you're like, all right, cool. In our minds, us as fans, we all knew, hey, Fantastic Four, the post-credit, it's probably going to be something Doomsday related. Everybody and their mother knew that. And what do they give you with that? Nothing. Literally nothing. And then you hear these interviews come out with Matt Jackman, and he's like, I didn't really know what the Thunderbolts post-credit was.
If they've been planning this since 2019, they've done a terrible job over the last 6 years of executing that plan.
That's what I'm saying.
Like your big reveal before RDJ Doomsday is showing him, and they even went out to say that it was RDJ in that suit. Who cares? Why inflate your budget that much just to pay him for that scene? But it's just a hood standing over. That pissed me off a little bit too.
I can believe that it's RDJ, but my thing is, what does he do of substance? No, and what does that tell me for Doomsday? Nothing, other than Doom is going to be in it. Well, duh.
And that he's from the universe, but I don't know.
But it doesn't even tell you that.
That's like a hard implication of like he's probably from it, but he might not be.
They had the Latveria thing missing in the Future Foundation.
It's true. Signs definitely can point to like it probably is that Doom, but again, we don't know. We do not know. And I think the hard part too about this is we talked about this in Discord for a second is like we're gonna get into the movies here. But in the overall state of the MCU, it's wild that the past year, Deadpool and Wolverine feels like a massive anomaly, especially from the international box office. Especially from international. Domestic has shown up for the most part for both of these movies. But to say that the MCU doesn't feel great, but we can acknowledge the projects are great, but the people who are in charge are just like, hey, all that time you fans invested, yeah, we made mistakes during it. It's not going to feel good. Oh, by the way, you guys are going to show up and we're going to market this movie and show you way too much. Hopefully you show up. And then we all show up. And then they're like, there's going to be nothing for you when you walk out of this. And we're like, what are we investing our time into?
Have fun.
Yeah. Like, honestly. So that's the hard part about the state of the MCU. No, not every project has to be connected. It's very true. And it feels really good when it's not and things stand alone like Fantastic Four. However, when you know that the next big thing is coming and it is Doomsday, it doesn't feel good to look at an Avengers level movie and wonder if they hit $1 billion or not. And if it doesn't, I'm sorry, gents, but that is going to be extremely detrimental to the future of Marvel and the MCU specifically.
100%. And if you're new to us, you might hear, well, what does it matter if it hits $1 billion or not? Unfortunately, we are in a time period where and not just in a time period, a lot of every single movie goes into its success is measured by the box office, not just for fans, but especially for studios. That is it's no secret. It's a no-brainer. If it doesn't hit $1 billion and you have literally all the old X-Men, the Avengers coming through, and they don't manage to pull in money, that means it's not as marketable to people. So not only do you have that aspect, but then if the hardcore fans and the not more necessarily hardcore fans, but maybe you are more than casual fans come out and are like, yeah, this movie kind of sucked. That's the the final nail in the coffin for it. They're trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
Out of a coffin they built for themselves, really.
Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. And this is where you're going to hear something that has been thrown around loosely for the last year, I think, be a problem. And that's going to be no homework necessary. You don't need to do homework to see the Avengers next movie. That is insane. That would be insane for Feige or Louis D'Esposito or to have the Russos to say like, yeah, you don't have to know too much. But here's some recommendations for you. Because I will say in hindsight, we went through this journey. I think we all said right before Superman came out, Superman won the marketing battle with Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four came on very strong. What, 2, maybe 3 weeks out? This is definitely less than a month.
Yeah.
But the problem was, and when you watch this movie, it wasn't bad upon watch, but how many scenes did you say, like, I saw that? How many scenes did they show us that they actually took out that people are looking forward to? That was a mad dash at the very end to get you really excited for it. And that's kind of seems like their play and what they've been doing for a little bit now. And I don't think it works. And I don't think it's going to work for the next Avengers movie. So again, we say it all the time, sins of the MCU. That's what makes the MCU not feel good, is it is unavoidable to have all of these things we've just talked about not get associated with whatever movie comes out. And I don't think to this point Spider-Man's immune to that.
Yeah. No one is really. And Morecambe, I think a lot of us don't necessarily always watch like final trailers because we know that's when the big spoilers are. But even for those who don't actively seek it, I mean, if you're in a movie theater watching a different movie, trailers are unavoidable. They're going to be played. You don't have a choice. So unless you close your eyes and cover your ears, then like, sure. Yeah. But let's be honest, most people aren't doing that. And that is your main marketing tool in a lot of ways. What gets people talking about it? The trailer, the screenshots they can grab from the trailers, and the story beats that they are given. So as much as trailers suck, sometimes they're not going anywhere. And that's the problem with them.
And the only thing I'll say with that too is, like, obviously we do a podcast, so of course we're going to look at everything that comes out. But even the week leading up to it, of like, YouTube would be on, and my kids would be watching some stuff, and like, there's the Fantastic Four trailer, and I'm like, I've seen this and heard it like 10 times today. Maybe the kids are watching too much TV. That's a me problem. But fact is, Fantastic Four was definitely on. You hear it on the devices. I'd be watching a game or something like that. It's a commercial. I think I mentioned to you guys, I forget what weekend it was, but I'm like, I think it was F1 or something I was watching, and like, it was Fantastic Four Superman, Fantastic Four Superman, like, you saw all those things. I wasn't looking for it, but they're like, and Marvel's Fantastic Four. I'm like, I got it, ESPN. Understood. The movie is coming out. They're going to be a great family. Oh, here's Surfer. Oh, I heard the best line 15 times. Like, didn't love that. And I just fear that the no homework, no push, and then here we go is going to hurt Doomsday specifically. Spidey, I think it'll be okay, but Doomsday, I think it's going to hurt. But go ahead.
I was going to say, and the problem is, I do think it hurts Spidey. And SB, I would love to know, your opinion on it, especially. But like, I just imagine myself as someone coming into Brand New Day, which more than likely will reference No Way Home. If I see Spider-Man and I watched the second movie where he's, boyfriend and girlfriend with Zendaya, and then I come into this and she has no clue who he is, I'll be like, yo, what happened? And then, by the way, Iron Man shows up and now he's evil? I'm confused.
Well, one, I just want to first out say I've always been against Brand New Day ending with the stupid Tom seeing Doom DJ and just being like, Mr. Stark. Oh, I do not want that whatsoever, but it's probably gonna freaking happen because it's the movie that leads right into Doomsday. Anyways, yeah, I mean, you definitely need homework for it, unless they do like a really good recap at everything that just happened. But even then, it's still, like, if you jump straight from Far From Home to Brand New Day, obviously there's gonna be a whole bunch of freaking gaps.
Yeah.
So I think it's more so like you don't have to watch like every single MCU project. Like if you do like Spider-Man 1 through 4 or 1 through 3 or Homecoming through No Way Home, I guess, because 1 through 3 is a different franchise. Homecoming through No Way Home. I think it'll make sense for Brand New Day. But then there's Punisher, so then
But what about Hulk's wanted
And
poster?
Hulk. Yeah, that's just not gonna work. I don't know.
That's my problem
I
with
don't
the
know.
big no homework thing.
Yeah.
Is that it is literally called the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It has to have some homework. I'm not saying it should be all homework, not at all. You have to find that balance. And admittedly, is it a hard balance to find? Yeah, absolutely. But guess what? That's their job to do. And if they're not doing it well, they're not doing it well. They're just not.
It feels, just based on everything that's come out and in the discrepancies between what's being said, the no homework thing feels very different when Gunn says it versus now Marvel saying it. It feels lazy when Marvel says it. It's like, you don't have to do homework. I'm like, is that because it shouldn't matter, or because you just don't want to put in the effort to make it make sense? Because a lot doesn't make sense. That's how it feels. That's perception.
I've always questioned how it's going to work in a DCU too, because I mean, just look at Peacemaker season 2 right now. I know it's kind of an anomaly because it's like a switch from.
But the only difference with that is even today on the podcast,
girl.
But to be no, but to be fair, he's told you many times, and even today on through the podcast, it's all over socials of like, hey, I'm telling you what's going to be canon and what's not going to be canon.
Yeah, what I show you will be like on the previously seen. Yeah.
No, yeah. I know that, but I'm just saying, like, it's probably like, I don't know. It just feels like.
But what is that? Okay, so here's
Peacemaker season 1.
But what is that? What does that matter though? Are you gonna go back and watch season 1 and then be like, well, now the DCU sucks because I have this? And I'm like, yeah, but if you watch season 2, you know from watching season 1 what's gonna work and what doesn't. And what is that? What does that really affect besides the very end of Peacemaker with the Justice League? And if it's a spoiler, sorry. But beyond that, I still don't understand how Peacemaker can feel any different from what they gave us in Fantastic Four. A different character in a new world who gets pulled in somewhere else. Like, I just feel, for me, like it doesn't even feel nitpicky. It just doesn't make sense. Like, do you now like pull in the whole DCU in your brain and you're like, I'm expecting to see Henry Cavill tomorrow as Superman? No, it's like, why?
That's not what that's not where I was going from. Like, I guess Blue Beetle is a better term for it. That's technically not DCU, but his theme story will be. So it just kind of makes like that movie, like past stuff, a little pointless to watch, even though it is important.
I don't know. I always push back on that. I'm like, who did he cross over with? Like, what did you see? Like, it was a brand new city that never showed up in anything else. Like, I feel like those types of things can be pulled over, even though they technically came out under the DCEU regime. Like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. But with that though, how do you guys feel about the future of the DCU? Knowing we're going to get a couple nuanced projects pulled in still. Obviously, we had Superman. We know we're getting Lanterns, which had a massive update today, which I'm disgustingly hyped for that. Right on cue with the thunder there. That was very nice. Supergirl, some other projects. Lobo apparently is getting some more time because Jason Momoa. I mean, Aquaman and Supergirl. Just kidding. I had to do it. SB. I'm sorry. I had to. But like, what's your guys' vibe and your feel for the DCU moving forward now that we're over that first big hump?
I think it's genuinely one of the best things going on right now. Just because I think they showed us very much with Superman what they're willing to do with the characters in terms of just throwing you in there and not necessarily having to give you an origin story. Because, for example, and just because I really like the character, but with Guy, where Guy is this older hero, you know, you assume that he's been around for a while and that he's seen some stuff. A universe that's not afraid to do that and lets you wonder kind of what this character's done and gone through, think is always stronger than one that is going to just straight up show you. Because it allows you to do things later on. It allows you to fill in the gaps in more interesting ways than just being like, here's your first origin movie. Here you go. And that's it. That's all you get. Mr. Terrific, same thing. Look at how many people are so much more interested in a character who a lot of people, the mainstream audience didn't really care about or know about in general. So I think with things like Lanterns and Supergirl and Lobo, all you're doing is introducing characters that are going to make people want to know more about your universe and those characters, and will only make DC stock go up. Because I look at Superman right now, and I'm sorry, almost every single store I walk into, there's something Superman related. And DC is doing a very good job of making sure that's the case. Shout out one of my favorite things that they're doing. If you go into certain gas stations, they're selling reprints of comics for like $3. That's awesome to me.
Yeah.
It's a good way to keep people, kids, everybody, really, whoever is interested in it, in the main attention of what you want them to, and that is your characters.
But Fantastic Four barely made its profit back from $170 million media placements.
I mean,
but why do they have to advertise that? And I've seen so many reports on that number coming out today. I can't wait to see Superman's, because that shit's been fucking everywhere compared to Fantastic Four. And why hasn't anyone been reporting that?
Because
I've seen so many, all these same outlets that were criticizing Superman's box office, and now they're posting all about Fantastic Four's, which was worse than Superman's. And now they're like, oh, but it's okay because they had all this money from all these product placements and stuff. Where was that where was that when Superman was coming out?
There's a world where this conversation again, I love that point, because I agree with you, SB. And why we say Superman versus Fantastic Four, who won, we're choosing a winner. At the end of the day, we're all in consensus and agreement. We need both studios to hit on all cylinders. Because if the MCU fails and it's just the DCU, there's a really good chance we're just going to be right back in the same position. The best world for comic book live action movies and in general is happening right now. Sony Animated, we're going to get another Spider-Verse movie. The Boys, Gen V Season 2, Amazon with Invincible, that's coming out. The MCU is going to be popping off. The DCU is going to be popping off. Video games are looking very bright in the future. To be a comic book superhero nerd right now is money.
I was going to say DC Sonic and then DC Marvel collabing too. Just even the fact that they're working with other books and everything. Literally in the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
I've seen a lot more people getting back in the comic books or trying comic books for the first time. And it's not just digital, it's physical. So, I mean, we could talk about that on a separate one, but the storm is brewing for a very, very big opportunity for the golden age of superheroes to just transcend into something we've never seen before. So, before we get into this, gents, anything else on the DCU you want to talk about?
More Lanterns, please.
Are we getting... I don't know if this is true. We know we're getting Sinestro. We know we have Hal. We know we have John. But are we getting the Red Lantern Corps in this?
Listen, if we do... where's my Atrocitus figure? It's somewhere back there in the tub.
That's what a bunch of people... I forget who the actor was. I threw it in Discord. Somebody has a name. Feel free to pull it up real quick. But somebody's getting body scanned. And I think it just came out today. But we don't know who. It's for there's a code name.
Yeah.
That's associated with it. And everyone's
potentially
speculating.
Look, Atrocitus, Larfleeze, any of these other Lantern characters, people will go nuts for. People will go nuts for these characters. And I'm telling you right now, if they make an Atrocitus and they give him Dexstar, my God. Move Crypto out, bro. Crypto ain't gonna be nothing in comparison to Dexstar. The angry Red Lantern cat, instant.
I remember. I used to try Citizen Justice 2 just for Dexstar.
That's funny.
But
it's true though.
It was Paul Ben Victor that got his body scanned, and the code name is Anton. A-A-A-N.
Yeah.
Look, I have a feeling they're working their way up to teasing more lanterns now. They know that, like, okay, we have to clearly we're gonna have our Supergirl teases more and more, but they know that in tandem they're gonna have to run it with lanterns. And I truly think they're going to make lanterns such a big deal.
Yeah,
it needs to be.
Yeah,
needs to be.
Yeah, that they have an opportunity to do something that I think Disney Plus really wanted to do. Disney wanted to do Warner Brothers, HBO Max, the rebranding. Like, that's going to be a huge show to bring people. Like, they're going to market the hell out of that, in my opinion. That's going to be
now that's under like the Max, back to HBO Max, and technically Lanterns was considered like the high end Max original. When they like Game of Thrones level like type HBO production.
It's gonna be nasty.
I'm telling you, like a Lantern war scene where you get Crypto, if they give him like a blue lantern ring or a green, whichever they want to give him for a little bit. Dexstar and Chip just all, duking it out with the Red Lanterns and the Sinestro Corps. Man, get out of here, man.
Shit on the dark lot flashback scene.
We already got a Green Lantern. Sorry. Just okay. That does it for you then. Great. Definitely did not for me. All right, boys, let's get into it. Superman versus the Fantastic Four. If y'all are part of Discord or checked out the Delicious SB on TikTok, you know the questions that we were talking about here. So we're going to be going through them. We got some questions. I'm going to shock the fellows with a couple things they don't know are coming. So here we are. So first question, we had, which movie had the better world? All three of us agreed Fantastic Four created a more compelling and visually memorable world. Obviously, that came down to the retro futuristic vibe. The Baxter building, the cosmic elements definitely made it stand out. Compared to Superman's grounded and somewhat familiar world, Fantastic Four's setting felt more unique and stylized. Hero, you said Fantastic Four felt more charming, but that both worlds have more potential. What would Superman's world need to do to close that gap for you?
I think it's the one thing that Marvel or the MCU in general doesn't do good at, minus Fantastic Four. And that's that, like, every city feels the same. If they are able to take it to where Metropolis feels like a certain type of way, Gotham feels a very certain type of way, Star City feels a very type of way, Bloodhaven feels a very its own different style. Like, if we are able to identify what city based on like a couple shots of a building, that's going to make it feel very, very cool. In the MCU, you're just like, all right, New York, Chicago with Ironheart, but like in reality, I feel like for certain people, if you took certain shots from Ironheart, you'd be like, oh, why is she in New York? There's no cities that are unique to Marvel other than New York.
Yeah.
And I think DC can do a really good job of that.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. SB, do you think that the off-Earth stuff in Fantastic Four played a role in which world felt better for you or not?
No, I took the question just based solely on the Earth stuff. It was definitely cool seeing them in space, but I don't think that had to deal with the better world, because especially knowing Supergirl and Lanterns are to come, I don't even want to think to compare what the DCU is about to do to the MCU with the space stuff. So, Metropolis just felt like, I don't know, just kind of like regular old city, besides it being a little like dilated in color, if that's the right word for it,
Mm.
and just a couple buildings that stood out architecturally, which was like the Luther Court building and like one other building I remember. Everything else felt kind of like basic a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do like what Hero was building on with like just like the whole feels, the whole like you brought up Gotham. You want to know that it's Gotham. It's where the different tonal stuff can work.
Don't do it.
And I'm not gonna do it. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. But it's really cool to see. It's really it's really cool to see different cities, like just that we're in the same universe, but just have completely different vibes to them.
Yeah, I think the big thing is like Fantastic Four had me looking at like street corners to see like, ooh, what's that? And like listening to Shackman be like, yeah, there's set pieces from Deadpool and Wolverine that we use like in Ben's neighborhood and stuff like that. And like just the details just felt abundant in the streets of Fantastic Four. So yeah, I think that was a no-brainer. But for the next one, we had the question of which movie had the better scenes or moments. And I think it was a unanimous agreement that Superman delivered more memorable and impactful moments. We had mentioned things ranging from action to emotional beats and even some of the comedy. We definitely looked at Lois and Clark's dynamic, the strength of Lex's monologue, standout moments for the supporting casts. SB, did Fantastic Four's fewer big moments hurt more because its best ones were so strong? And would more breathing room in the third act have helped Fantastic Four compete more with Superman? Hero, same question to you as well.
I think the pacing made it a little more forgettable, which is why I think Superman had better moments overall. I don't know, because even I tried to take this after like first watch for Superman and first watch for Fantastic Four, because I just see Superman 3 times, so that does have a little bias. Obviously, I'm gonna remember that movie and I'm gonna remember all that a lot more because it's 6 hours versus 2 hours. But I don't know. After first watch of Fantastic Four, I was just like, "Oh, that was a cool movie." Like I didn't really have like the urge to like I need to go back and rewatch it, and I feel like that kind of showed that its scenes and moments were good, but it wasn't like enough to pull you back into it. So Superman was, I guess, kind of going back to even like what we saw in the trailers. They did show a decent amount of stuff throughout the trailers, but like when you saw it in the movie, it's like, damn, like,
yeah,
I wasn't expecting to be like that going on right there, or like right in the first batch of the movie. They showed a lot of footage in the trailers and just kind of led us to taking in all the rest of the movie. Whereas Fantastic Four, a lot of stuff was missing from like trailers that they put out, and that of like trying to like look out for them with how fast paced it was and how kind of much shorter it was than Superman.
Yeah,
just didn't really mix well to like make it memorable. Even with the like scenes that did stand out, like the space chase obviously stands out a lot. But I don't know. I mean, everyone loves that scene, but for me, I'm pretty satisfied watching it that one time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
dude, that's fair. And here, this question's for you. Do you feel like the edge that Superman had in moments was more about quantity, or was it quality across the board?
I think a little bit of both. Right. I do think it's in a way both, where both had really good quality. I don't think there was any like of those moments in Fantastic Four where I thought, oh, that was bad. Not at all. I just think Superman had so many more in different aspects. right? And it's like action scene wise, yes, we do have the incredible, chase scene and some moments of the stuff with Galactus, but for like, I want to say maybe what 60% of it, it's just kind of your typical like chase scene. There isn't anything super different out of it. But with Superman, I can tell you so many moments that happened in between fight scenes, in between chase scenes, in your lower moments that I feel like even surpass what Fantastic Four did. I will say a lot of the edge that Fantastic Four has over Superman are those emotional moments. Like Morecambe saying about Reed, and Sue, their argument, Sue giving herself up, for them, Johnny wanting to do more. I think emotionally they have more than Superman, but Superman everywhere else just overwhelms it between its side characters, and the action scenes and the emotional beats that it has too are just as good. I just think Fantastic Four didn't do as much in other areas. Like, we don't get a Mr. Terrific moment for anybody here. We don't get a Guy Gardner moment. We don't even get a Hot Girl moment. We don't get anything. It wasn't a moment, but more for, I'm just here for funny, haha. It was like
Mr. Plot Convenience.
Yeah, it was more of a we need you here to move the story forward in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like you could remove him and I don't think it would have been that big a deal.
No. His first montage would have been fine.
Yeah. But I get why they put him for the, for the evacuation scene. But yeah, just overall those scenes like that. And the action just truly lives up more to what a superhero film, I think, should feel like. And that's that genuinely like cool scenes that you wouldn't see in any other kind of movies, because how many movies can you see a guy who has this biotech weapon lady on his arm and he's swinging her around like a battering ram?
Dude, bro, shout out to the stunt double and the scenes and the prep for this. Oh my gosh, dude, it's so good to watch all those. Everyone's like, the CGI is terrible, blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, they legit did these scenes and it looks so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. It looks super cool in the movie. I don't know. But yeah, I agree. OP, baby. Done well. The best. All right. Next question. Which movie had the better score? All of us gave the edge to Superman. We had mentioned that the score resonated emotionally and it has stronger replay value. I did go out and say that I do feel like it fit with some of Zimmer's best for Superman previously in the Snyderverse. Hero, you said something interesting too. Social media buzz confirms that the music stuck with people, and I think SB, you're talking about Punk Rocker and Look Up as well. Got that workout playlist going. So this is questions for both of you guys. How much does social media buzz influence your perception of a score success? Could Fantastic Four's score have aged better than you expected?
Now,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say even without punk rock and the Mr. Terrific song, I wasn't even factoring that into the score. I'm not gonna lie. I just think like purely as like the Look Up and the theme songs and all that, just feel more inspirational, and like I could listen to those anytime, any day of the week, anytime where I'm at. Whereas the Fantastic Four score is just like if I'm reading Fantastic Four, or if I want to listen to that like sci-fi futuristic stuff. So I think Superman's was better. The score fit for Fantastic Four very, very well. But like out of context, that's kind of it. Out of context for Superman, like I'll be listening to the Look Up and like I'll know exactly what scene that movie's from. I'll be listening to the Fantastic Four soundtrack and I'm like, I don't even remember where this was from. And I guess that kind of ties into the better scenes, better moments for me. The score definitely influenced that. Now for the social media part, it's nice to see people posting all the punk rock edits and I don't know. I forgot the name of the Mr. Terrific song. I can't lie.
I think it's 3 years.
3 years.
I think
it has some number in it. That's all I know.
Or 5 years.
I think so. It's great seeing all the people react to that because that shows that they definitely like the movie and like the moment. Probably like the moments from it and the messages that the song send.
5 years time.
Unfortunately, you didn't get that with Fantastic Four. So a little hard to compare. But we did get the I Herald Galactus with Fantastic Four. So those edits
score,
I know. But dude, people have made it into a score with the freaking social media edits pretty much. So,
yeah.
With the way the way they've been used. But obviously, I know it's not part of the score.
Yeah, but in SB, I'll agree with you definitely on the score aspect of it. Like the original pieces of music, I'll definitely agree with you there. But I do think like those other like non-movie made songs are also part of the score because it's so much in the movie and it's what people latch on to, right? And I think like the Mr. Terrific scene, like the end credits, I don't think they hit as hard. Like when you think of punk rocker, you are going to think of Superman in the same way. When you hear All the Stars, you're going to think of Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear Run the Jewels, I'm thinking of the Black Panther trailer.
I meant it just
aspects
like
of it.
I meant it like I just didn't want to compare like those two. Fantastic Four didn't have any original songs, so I was just comparing.
Sucks to suck.
Versus,
yeah,
one versus the other.
Yeah, and that's
but yeah, no, they're definitely like integral to the score of the movie.
And here's what I'll say: social media will latch on to your biggest movie score moments, no matter what. Because I think a good example of that, not bringing it up out of an inside joke of spite, but genuinely, the Batman. When you think of the beat from the trailer, like that does live on in people's memories.
I had that shit.
And that went into that went into social media for so long. But I think of like when you hear Superman, there's many different versions of the theme on like social media of what people want it to be. It could be punk rocker, it could be the 5 years time, it could be Look Up. With Fantastic Four, I'll be honest, it's still to me that Travis Scott sped up edit song for a lot of people. It's not even the score. So, and it's because of the meme, yeah, but it's still like I don't think Fantastic Four did a good job of making that be the theme for everybody.
Yeah, I know we made a joke about it, but it felt like Bad Boys 2. Where like Shake Your Tail Feather was like played in every moment in between. And I feel like for Fantastic Four, like their little twinkle bum, 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 like that was just like in it. I don't know. Adventures gets a pass when it does stuff like that and like kind of Spider-Man, but this was at some point I was hoping for a little bit more post Surfer showing up.
Yeah.
Something else. Anyways, I think we beat that one to death. But halfway, this one's juicy. This one's very juicy. So y'all, if you're still in the chat, let us know what you think. Which movie had the better villain, Lex Luthor or Galactus? Now, all three of us here at the Point 3 Podcast, we chose Lex Luthor over Galactus primarily because of his personal, emotionally driven motivations. He was viewed as more dynamic and unpredictable. Galactus was massive in scale, but felt more like a force of nature than a character with depth. So, gents, I'm going to open this up to us and obviously the chat, you guys as well. Big thing here. Hero, you called Galactus a general threat. Do you think that scale should automatically give him more cinematic weight, or is it more about screenwriting than power?
You would think that it just should automatically, but I think based on execution, it doesn't. Right? Until he starts becoming a little more personal, then you start feeling it a lot more. Right? And I think that's kind of why Lex feels as good as he does, is because of that. I'm coming for you. Galactus was like, in a way, circumstance of like he was just coming to Earth because the Surfer chose, and then he was coming after Franklin because he just so happened to see Franklin and realize what he is. I think it's great that we got a Galactus that is really comic book accurate, and they did him very well as a first chapter. I wouldn't be surprised if they use him for a second movie, if he does kind of become the closer, more personal villain that I think a lot of people assume that he is.
Well said. SB, you said that Lex felt as threatening as Galactus. Is that more about the performance or writing? Could a stronger actor for Galactus have flipped your vote?
I think the writing, because Ralph Ineson was great performance as Galactus. He suited up for that suit and everything. So I think I think the writing for Lex was just better. Because I mean, he had the whole 1A monologue. What's going to top that? Galactus didn't have. He had scraps to deal with. He had a couple good lines. Like when he was like first saying, like, let me take Franklin, I want your baby, and pretty much that he's gonna destroy the world while Franklin watches. It's pretty savage. But to me, that still didn't compete to the 1A. I am thinking about 1A right now. I just got goosebumps. like it's just injected into my. I see A1 steak sauce, and I'm like, oh my god, Lex is like right there.
Bro, I can imagine you putting it on your steak.
Well, at work, there's one. I don't really use A1 steak sauce. I can't lie, but every time in one of our places at work has a bottle of A1 steak sauce, and I walk by like every day, and it's just maybe that's why I can't get the 1A out of my head, because I see it like every day.
Yeah.
No, but still, that whole monologue and just Lex throughout the entire movie, Nicholas Hoult killed it. It's funny to know that he texted. I think he texted Ralph Ineson, or Ralph Ineson texted Nick. I forgot who, but one of them texted the other, and Nick was like, "Oh well, like you have the better shot because you're like a 14 billion-year-old space god." And I'm like, it's crazy that we're having this conversation right now, and Lex, as a little old human, competed with that because he almost destroyed Earth himself.
Well, to that point, SB, he almost devoured the planet out of pure hatred. But does that emotional instability make him better or scarier?
Scarier, I guess, because you don't know what he's gonna do. Which I feel like a more scarier villain that you don't know what they're gonna do. It's a better villain.
That's fair. I got that unpredictability feel from Lex versus Galactus.
Yeah,
I feel like you're going A to B.
Like we saw him drive straight through a planet. That's what he does. You drive.
All gas, no brake, baby.
Planets.
Yeah,
it's his job.
And that's what it is, where it's like going forward, Lex is like, I'm going that way and that way and that way and that way. Where it's like you don't know what Lex is going to do. Yeah. Exactly. You don't know what he's going to do to achieve it. And the way I think of it is like, oddly enough, Frieza.
Scene too.
Yes.
That alone is like that. As soon as you said not knowing what to do, that's what immediately, or not knowing what to do. How crazy is that's what brought in my head. Because how crazy you got to be to have a 1 in 6 shot just to toy with someone until they're like, what's the word? Torturing someone.
Yeah.
Toying with them like that.
Yeah.
Go on.
Here, finish what you're saying.
No, I was saying it's just Lex reminds me of Frieza in the sense of, and he even says that he's like, I know what I'm doing. Like he tells Superman, I know, or the guy that he's working for, or that works for him. He's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. Like, I know this black hole is going to tear everybody apart. I don't care. I'm going to kill the alien. It just reminds me of Frieza when he's like, I can't beat Goku. I'm going to blow the planet up.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. I'll survive. Yeah. I can breathe. I'll which I agree when he's like, oh, here's a rift. And they're like, it's coming. He's like, stop. I got obviously a plan. Go. Oh, it's a ship. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Next question that we have: which movie had the better story? We all came to consensus Superman did, right? It was more layered, it had stronger execution, better rewatch value. While Fantastic Four did have high stakes and great themes, it came off a bit more predictable and less organically developed. I'm going to throw this out here to you guys. Superman's plot was a little bit more surprising in ways due to the unknown. Do we think superhero movies need to be unpredictable to work in 2025 and beyond, or is emotional clarity more important?
I feel like that depends on the characters or the movie. So I feel like
I threw this out here specifically of what we talked about with the Russos, what Fantastic Four brought, and what Superman brought.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, because I don't know, because you did say Superman handled the Fantastic Four had better emotional scenes, like Hero said. But Superman handled both pretty damn well. Yeah, I don't know how to answer this question right now.
That's fair. Hero?
I would say closer to the emotional clarity. I think because a lot of what people attach to when it comes to movies, but even more so these characters, is that their characterization, right? How much we love them. I think you can have the action and the emotional clarity. If you've watched us for a minute, I'm a big proponent in saying sometimes the best answer is the obvious answer. And I do think sometimes you can just go A to B and have something be done really, really well. It's how you fill those moments. And I think for the most part, both of these go A to B. It's just Superman takes a little bit of a different way to get to B, whereas Fantastic Four, I don't want to say tried to take it the same way, but they went A to B with that emotional clarity, but didn't add that juice to it. It's like, okay, this is the best example I can think of it. Two different families are going on a road trip. One is going in like a souped up sports car, and they're just going straight. The other one's going a much more scenic route. You're both going to the same place. One's taking you through one journey, but the other one's pedal to the metal. You're going 120 miles an hour. You're like, that was fun. You're probably not going to care about the scenic route if you have that.
Yeah. Last question, SP, to throw it back to you for this one. You mentioned you saw Superman 3 times. What was revealed or what got better to you the second time you watched the movie?
The score. The second time the score hit me even. At first, I had interesting feelings about it first watch.
You can say
what?
I was gonna say you can say incorrect. That's fine. I'm just kidding. I was kidding.
No, I'll take that. I'll take that for Gotham stuff. The second time I definitely picked up on it and just how much more badass the action was. Like the second time I watched it, I really keyed in on Superman's like fight style and all the combos he was hitting. Like more in detail, I picked up on a lot more of him during like the final Ultraman fight, and I feel like that just made me appreciate it even more. What else? The Lex scene solidified him as top 10 comic book villain for me. Hearing that again, I had goosebumps the second time, so I think that definitely helped it. I want to see it a fourth time, to be honest.
Same. I'm not gonna lie. I really do. Just even
a drive-in movie
now,
theater in my a drive-in movie theater in my area is doing like a super fantastic double feature on Friday, and I want to see it.
Which one's first?
I don't know. I didn't look into it.
I would either show up late or leave early. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Last big question that we had here. Which movie had the better cast of characters? Now, this one I think it was an interesting route. You can go back to the quantity quality question with this, but in the end, we all came to a consensus that Superman offered more depth, offered more variety, and more memorable moments with these characters. Side characters like Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, Lois, Jimmy, they added to the richness of the movie, where the Fantastic Four team, although they were well executed, they were ultimately too small to compete against the ensemble strength. So, Hero, you had singled out Guy Gardner and Terrific. Do you think Superman needed more standout side characters to support the solo lead? Was that a crutch, or were they a strength?
I think it was more of a strength, because I feel like you could remove Guy and Terrific and still get a lot of really good Superman moments. And I think that's the big piece that separates Fantastic Four from Superman, in that they're both really, really strong. Like, the core four of Fantastic Four as a team feel amazing on their own, to the point where they do it by themselves, really. Those moments really all go to the Fantastic Four. Superman, a lot of his moments only go to him. So I think, like, both of them are equal for me personally. I don't think one outshines the other, but I think it's when you're like, okay, well, what else is there for the movie to give me? I think it's the supporting cast. I think, like, for example, Surfer, as cool as she was, I think really after the chase scene doesn't really get a whole lot else that I was like, that you could sink your teeth into. But again, where Mr. Terrific had a scene, but also he's playing some cool parts and helping out. Guy, same thing. The way he's delivering his lines, and even to an extent, Hawkgirl too. So I really do think it just comes down to that. And it's not that they were leaning on that. It's just part of what they had.
Yeah. SB, on the Fantastic Four side, if they would have introduced one more character, who would you have picked, and could it have tipped the scales of who had the better cast in favor of Fantastic Four? And here I'll ask you the same question too.
Any character?
Yeah. In the movie, in the core part of the movie.
Fuck. Obviously, I was gonna say Doom.
You can say Doom. Go ahead. Why?
Core
no,
part.
Post-credit scene doesn't. That's not a core part. That was a garbage box add-on.
I think he would have. I would have liked him in there just purely for establishing something before Doomsday.
Yeah.
I feel like that would make, like, the whole. I mean, we know it's RTJ twist, but I feel like after they do it in the movies, they had something that, like, he was an ally with this team that we all just grew to love at one point, and then does a twist that would have resonated with some emotional impact, on top of him being Tony Stark lookalike. But what do I know?
Now, Hero, if you have a different character, do you have a different character in mind?
I do.
Okay. Off of what SB was saying, I know you were a big advocate for saying Doom does not need to be in this movie.
Correct.
Do you feel differently now that you've seen it?
No. I still don't think he needed to be in this movie.
Sorry.
I still think he could have been a sequel. The Latveria tease at the beginning, I think, was enough for me. That was enough to be like, okay, I think that satisfies. I didn't even have a Doom piece in it. I wouldn't have cared if they didn't give an Easter egg to Latveria at all. I truly don't think he needs to be in this movie.
Yeah. I agree with both of you. I still think it's the same as before. I think if he was in it, it would have been a massive plus. And seeing how they executed the movie, I think they could have weaved him in. So without making him like Doom. But also, I think at the same point in time, he may have taken away from the spotlight that the Fantastic Four had. I think the conversation of, like, who felt better, Fantastic Four or Superman, I think it would have been no question Superman then. I think he would have stolen a little bit too much of their light. And even still, he wasn't in the movie, and the anticipation for him in the post-credit scene was still stupid high. Which Marvel knew and just let us down with. Okay, who's your other character that you think could have tipped the scales?
I really think you need somebody who's an ally to the Fantastic Four, but also maybe has had their troubles with the Fantastic Four. Best person I can think of is Dragon Man.
Ooh.
I think if you had Dragon Man, someone who's kind of like occasionally had some battles with him, not through any fault of his own, but and later became an ally and is part of the not part of the family, but someone they can kind of rely on in the way they kind of went with Mole Man, but do it a lot better. And also, you would have this very cool big robot android dragon as opposed to whatever his name is. It'd be a lot more interesting to watch, I think. And you can characterize that a little bit too, where you can be like him talking to them and showing people what they can do.
Yeah.
I think that's what you needed. You needed more allies for the Fantastic World. It's either him or in my perfect world, but it would never happen. In my biggest brain world, you give us another Black Panther.
Oh, shoot. I'm surprised you didn't say Namor.
I think he would have taken away.
Ooh, okay.
I think he would have distracted.
That's fair.
Fantastic Four 2. Fantastic Four 2. You probably would.
6.
Fantastic Four 6.
Valeria comes out in that one. So
no, listen, I did selfishly want to answer this question myself as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have added anyone to this movie. Not only would I have added 30 minutes to this, but I would have added a few years to this, and I would have doubled Franklin's age, and I would have had Franklin be more conscious of what's happening and add another dynamic of like, we see a little bit more power from Franklin so people can stop projecting comics onto like him and making him the strongest person in the MCU. All you did was revive one person. You didn't do crap the whole movie, but sure. Sure, you're number one for everyone. But let him be conscious of and have a little bit more of the weight, because I love the family dynamic, but I think the one thing that people always miss or omit is like how it is from a child's perspective on this world. How does he view Reed? How does he view Sue? How does he view his uncles? How does he view the world that we got established to? He's walking down the street and somebody's like, maybe they bully the kid. Maybe they do something like, I think that could have been a nice chunky piece that they put into this that wouldn't have taken away, but we get more of our life story feel that I think we were maybe hoping for a little bit more of when Galactus comes and Galactus is like, hey, I want you. There's that moment where he's like, should I go? Do I go because I want to go? Do I go because I'm curious? Do I go because I'm going to save my family? Am I going to save the world? Do I not care about the world? I think that could have been kind of cool to see, and made like the end and the sacrifices. Like, I think it could have made the final act feel a lot bigger with a more mature Franklin involved, to where we don't have to wait for that now that we have Doom. Like him seeing Doom being like, what's wrong with your face? Like, you know what I mean? Like something like I don't know. I think that could have just been a little bit of a plus without having to like make a big lift in the movie.
I agree with that. I like that too. I do think that would have been a really good idea.
Well, gents, it's that time now. We got to announce our winner. SB, who won? Superman or Fantastic Four? Fantastic Four?
Whoa. That
wow. After everything we just talked about. Nah, just
because we didn't say Fantastic Four for a single one of those
no,
yeah, we did for the
world building. World building.
Oh, well, yeah,
world
the
building.
first one. See,
But otherwise,
first one in there, forgot about it.
Dude, honestly. And I think the cool thing too is like when we looked at everything, it's Fantastic Four gave us a world that we might want to live in and experience, but Superman gave us that movie that like we still have not stopped talking about, and it is standing the test of time to this point, which is great.
It's almost been out for a month too,
and we're still on it.
Still on it. Hero, I'm assuming you're picking Fantastic Four?
Yes. Throw them fours up. No, I'm just kidding. Superman. Yeah,
and,
Superman.
Yeah. Superman. Should we do it? It's been a while.
Yeah, throw it up there.
It's been a while. Do we got it?
Oh, where it was.
SB? We got it?
No, there it is.
Hey.
There it is.
Superman gets a dub.
And look,
I'm working on files.
no, wait. I was really gonna say, if you have Fantastic Four over Superman, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because I think there are things to like in both of these, and to the point where, like, depending on what your flavor of comic book movie is, if Fantastic Four is what you put over Superman, hey, I respect it. I really do. Now, hot garbage, no, that I don't respect. But if we want to disagree, we can.
Yes. One last thing I want to do, just to put this stamp in time, we'll remember it forever. Tell me each of your most memorable moments from each movie.
I got two things I want to bring up before we end.
Go for it.
But two, to answer your question, I think the laser cyclone scene, and the way that score hit, and him just having his whole moment of like, it's time to not pull my punches anymore, but like still pull them at the same time, but knock these dudes' teeth out. Badass.
Yeah.
For Superman. For Fantastic Four. I think my favorite was Johnny going to do one of his Johnny going to do one of his sacrifices. No, that wasn't my favorite. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite Fantastic Four.
That's how good Fantastic Four is, everyone.
I guess the space chase is probably the best one.
Yeah.
The way the surfer was riding through the wormhole was pretty cool. So yeah.
Hero?
Superman, I won't lie. There's two very big things. Morecambe just said one of them. Guy giving the middle fingers to the tanks. Truly, I absolutely love that. It's so good. The hand sweep and then the hands throwing the tanks, middle fingers up. Awesome. And then honestly, the whole Ultraman and Engineer versus Superman fight in its entirety replays in my head. For Fantastic Four, the first time we saw Galactus, like his eyes turning on, I think it was one of the coolest things ever. I love that we got a comic book accurate Galactus. I truly, truly do. And then the scene inside the spaceship when Sue gives birth, just how everyone's family dynamic there. Seeing Johnny and Ben fight and then instantly go like, hey, to each other after doing something, and Reed being there for everybody and Sue just being so powerful to be able to be present and help out and still give birth. Chef's kiss, truly.
Yeah. Gosh, I do have more for Superman than Fantastic Four, but I do have to say for Fantastic Four, especially after second watch, it's Sue pushing Galactus for me, and that, like, the sheer power that it took for her to do that, and like that emotion in those moments, like that was nuts. She got some help in the end, but still, I just love the fact that she's like, I'll do whatever it takes, even if it costs me my life, and it did, and that was awesome. For Superman though, dude, the Mr. Terrific scene was so cool, like so cool. I think the 1A part.
Yeah.
I think it's 1A where he's smashing him, and then you get the laser eyes and stuff, like, and then you go into it. I don't know. There's tons of stuff. But if I did have to settle on one for Superman, just period, the one thing that always sticks in my mind that I think about all the time is the baseball scene when the Engineer covers him, and they're like, there's no way he can survive. And my guy is like, boom, up, and you have Ultraman rocking this man. The guy who beat Superman is rocking him to take the breath out of him. An Engineer is like suffocating him, And he's like, nope, I got it. Bam. Shout out Pokemon Seismic Toss. Like, it's just happening, bro. And he smashes down and we just go. Like, it is so good.
I was just going to say, it's like straight, like, reverse Ninja Gaiden Ozuna bomb.
Yeah, exactly. It was there's so many highlights, but both of these movies, y'all, we won this month. It's a great way to close out the month of July at the time of recording. These movies exceeded, I think, all of our expectations, and we went in, we did so much prep for these, and it was so nice to come out after working that hard where we were so let down with Flash. This was so refreshing and very rewarding to watch, to experience, to talk about, to see how many fans. Like, for me personally, I haven't gotten my family this involved into superhero movies in a really, really long time. And like, so personally, this is a huge plus. Like, I had great experiences with people. So I'll remember these two movies forever for sure.
Yeah, genuinely, I think we'll go down as the best time for superhero movies ever. Yeah. I know we've had better overall years, but I truly think July 2025 is like the best time, because it was like you had the hype for Fantastic Four, you had the hype for Superman, and both of them delivered. They were both great. They were both fun times in theaters. Cool merch both ways. One took a little bit longer to come out, but you know what? Whatever. But when we got it, it was cool.
Shout out Heroes Con.
Yeah, shout out Heroes
Con. And the boys got the hype out together for Heroes Con about these movies, which again, I will never forget. But we were on that, like, right there on that wave, man. It's crazy. It's been a month, but still.
Right. Dude, my mom kept on sending me YouTube videos today. She's like, "Oh, I'm seeing all these Heroes Con 2025 recaps. I'm looking out for you guys." And I'm like, and then she sends me like, "Oh, here's another one." I'm like, "Mom, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole, and they're gonna like." There's so many people that were there. There's gonna be video after video.
Is this where you get the blind pull stamina from?
Probably,
from Mama SB. I won't stop until I find it.
She's gonna say, you know, it'd be really funny if she sends you a video from your doppelganger. She's like, "I love the video that you made with your friends."
I didn't get you those shoes.
That would be hilarious.
She's like, "Did you do something different to your hair that day?" Like,
that would be hilarious.
Brando.
That would be funny. No, it would be funny if she sees that dude in like someone else's video and thinks it's me and be like, "Oh, I saw you," and then I'm gonna be like, "Ah,
I found you."
Nah, I'm an only child, so there's no way she'd ever.
I'm sorry. I was like, what is this guy doing right now? I was like, bro, stop being weird. And I was like, wait a second. It's not SB.
It's so funny because I think we called out like once.
Yeah, dude. I turned, I was like, SB, check this out, dude. It was like some Sonic thing. And I was like, oops. He was like in the boxes, like 2 or 3 boxes over. It's like, yo, is it the same backpack too? Like, what?
It was literally my same exact backpack that Brandon took to carry his books for a little bit. Same exact book.
What a waste of space for Tomb of Darkness.
We gotta run it back.
I forget about
Get him another Tomb of Darkness
every day. I need issue 2, right?
No,
need the whole fucking collection.
You need the whole run.
The only way
you need the whole run.
It's a valuable book. Do you want it back?
No. It's great. You got a great pool. Can I trade it? No. Nah.
I'd be so sad.
Oh, what a good month. What a good month.
It truly was a great month.
Great month. Well, let's close out July the best way we know how.
By starting off the next big thing for the Point3?
Yeah. Road to Doomsday.
Wait, I had my thing before.
You didn't hear
that. Superman. I did a fan poll on Point3 Instagram. So if you're not following, follow us on our socials. What movie did you like better? Superman won 75% to 25%. And also hi Bonk and Morgan in chat.
Yay.
Hello everybody.
Thank you all for being here.
What? Yeah.
That's all I got for that.
Superman, baby.
Yes.
And Fantastic Four. Great month.
Yeah.
For those of you that haven't, make sure you subscribe to us because we have been your favorite trio of hosts, and we are not stopping. We have a lot of great stuff going on. Like we said, we have Road to Doomsday coming up with a lot of extra stuff in between. Discord, we're having a lot of stuff coming up for you guys. So, like, specifically for the people on Discord, we're revamping it, and we're doing a lot more like community things. So definitely be on the lookout for that. But everybody, you've been your favorite trio of hosts: Lou, super fantastic, awesome, Spider Brando, whatever other adjective you want to add.
Shadow God.
Yeah, Shadow God, Moon Man. I don't know what else. Kid Cudi Boy.
I don't know. Keep on going.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right now.
Whatever you want. Myself, Hero Scroll. Everybody, have a good night, and we will catch you next time.